Why the
You're
fuck
good.
do you have a Nigerian flag? Where are you
So, basically, we had Caribbean night Friday, and every time somebody would be like, "Throw your flag up, throw your flag up," everybody had flags. Obviously, I had my little I don't know where I put it, but I had my little Bohemian flag, but, there was, like, one time I was walking through the club, and somebody just handed me a flag, and I couldn't really see it first. I thought it was a Jamaican flag until I got, like, 30 minutes into the party with it, and somebody was like, "Yo, where'd you get that Nigerian flag from?" I was like I looked down and I was like, "Oh," like, I claimed Amazon and it wasn't Amazon. Somebody gave it to me. But, always repping. They was
That's
felt real
nuts.
real black on Friday.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
so funny
vibes.
because every time I go to one of those events and everybody got the flags, I'm like, "There's no way in hell I'm bringing an American flag. There's no way." So it's like
So here
you gotta you gotta rep somebody else's set for the night.
Nah, literally, it was funny though. It felt like the club in Jamaica out there, honestly. It was super packed. Smoke was all in the air. Everybody was throwing their flags up. Like, good music the whole time too, but I definitely had a time.
What time did they close?
I think they closed at, like, 3? 3, I wanna say,
What
but
song what song did you Shazam anything? Was there a song that you're like, "Yo, what is this?"
I was so locked into just being there that I wasn't even Shazamming anything, but I was hearing a lot of Vibes Cartel, and I just feel like that guy's bag wasn't that deep, honestly, because he played
Yeah.
a couple of songs, like, 3 or 4 times, like and I was like, "Nah,"
Uh,
like, he didn't even, like he didn't even not that I was expecting the most Sean Paul, he didn't play, like, no Sean Paul, bro. That's
yeah, a lot of parties don't really play him, but shout out DJ Nate, you know what I'm saying? DJ Nate gonna go into his bag, he gonna find somebody from the British Virgin Islands and play that. He don't be doubling songs up like that the whole night. He'll get into some, like, real eclectic niche bag of, like, somebody from Antigua or something crazy. Shout out Rum and Jerk and Jax. But, yeah, no, you can't play the same song 3 or 4 times. That's actually nuts.
Yeah, and I got to hear Taliban's out too for the first time, like, actually out, and I could see I could see it. I could definitely see it.
They played it when I was out there.
I do not remember them playing Taliban's in the
They
oh, wait,
yeah,
they
'cau
did.
they
They
played
did, I do remember
Taliban's and
that.
then they played the Water record, which
Oh,
I wanna
yeah.
talk about today. But, yeah, that's good that you got out, you know what I'm saying? Good nice little party. I was thinking about going to Rum and Jerk later. They got a day party, and I'm thinking
Mhm.
about it. We'll see, though. I'm not sure. What else you got planned for today?
I got more editing to do for this, and honestly, I got a little video I wanna make still. I've been working on this video about Atlanta hip hop that I really wanna finish, but that and then probably go bowling later. I know somebody was trying to go bowling with me, so I might go with that, but not much
That
today.
that's smooth. That's smooth. I've been debating what type of video I wanna do next week because the YouTube videos are actually doing in comparison, they're doing a lot better. We'll say that. So the hip hop video that I put up 2 weeks ago, that's the most viewed video on the YouTube right now outside of, like, the the shorts.
Mhm.
Um, and then the Uncle Waffles video I put out 2 days ago is like, when you do the 1 to 10 on YouTube, it tells you, like, the top 10 of the last 10 you posted. It's the most viewed video of that. So this probably will end up being the most watched video. So each video I'm making has gotten better, and the content that I'm putting out weekly definitely helps. So if you're interested in Uncle Waffles or live music, just go over to the other videos, probably over here in the suggested, you know what I'm saying? Just check over there. But yeah, bro, I've been making a lot of videos and a lot of content. That's really what I've been doing all weekend, and that's probably what I'm gonna be doing all week, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I have, I'd say, like, Monday to Wednesday, I'll be locked into school, I'll be having hella homework to do, and then that Thursday to Sunday, I really spend chopping up the stuff that I wanna do, like, stuff that I'm really more so interested in, like, working on the brand, working on, videos for this, so I definitely have been doing that this weekend too. I've written, probably 3 or 4. I think we'll have some more good content coming out soon for sure.
This is episode 25 of the Rhythm and Rhymes podcast. I'm your host. AJ Hughes, and I'm here with my co-host Antonio Hughes, 25. You know what I'm saying? Time is flying. How do you feel? How do you feel about that?
I mean, I feel good. I mean, it kinda just I see how, like, people say you kinda forget what episode it is because you just forget how long you've been doing it for real, but also it just feels good. We're like a fourth of a way to 100, so, I mean, if you think about it like
Right.
that, that's crazy too, but
Yeah, I don't even sometimes I just it has become, and this is where I feel like this is where you take steps, but I feel like it
Mhm.
has become routine. It's
Yeah,
routine now. It's like you just know Sunday, yo, we filming. And then you just know all the it's like before I feel like you have to take mental note of all the steps you were taking. And it's like, okay, log on, set up. Like I know where everything's set up. Before I was doing it today, I was thinking about like doing a new camera angle from somewhere else in my apartment. And I was like, that's something I gotta figure out during the week. Today, let's just like get it done
right.
normally how I get it done. And so I think that's cool though, the fact that it is now routine. So now it's just about getting better. It's not really how to do it anymore. It's just getting better at doing it, which is dope.
Right, it's just that consistency, bro, like, once you get kinda used to doing it, it's like riding a bike. You don't really forget how to once you get that real comfort of what you're doing, but I will say updating like, making sure we're improving every week has been a thing. Like, me, it's been, like, something with the mic, usually, like, trying to make sure I'm speaking all the way to the mic, but I definitely think we've gotten better from the first one. Like, if you go watch the first pod versus this one, I think
That
we're
was
miles
garbage.
ahead. Super garbage.
The first one was so bad. The first one was so bad, but nah, I definitely feel you on that. I wanna sorta get into this a little differently today. I think
Mhm.
first, I wanna know what you're listening to, period. You don't gotta get, like, super deep pause on, like, if it's new work or new music that you're listening to, but, like, what are you actually listening to, new and old, and what's just in rotation? Because I feel like I have this constant thing of, like, what's coming out and what I'm actually listening to repeatedly. So what are you actually, like, going back to?
I feel like that Adekunle Gold album has been, like, heavy in my rotation. Like, I feel like I hear Do You Mind every single day. I
Yeah,
hear Don't Be a Baby every single day. Like, I feel like he's been one of my favorite artists for the past year, and he's been, like, super, like, in my rotation. I would say another one is Gunna. Like, I'm a big He Didn't Snitch on Me type of guy, and, like, his album was actually really quality. Like, I feel like Gunna before he had really good beats and his flows were good, but like a lot of stuff he was saying, it wasn't always like great content wise. I'm a Gunna fan. I was a Gunna fan before that, but I feel like with this album, he really had taken a lot of time to have like good content in his music and focus on like what he was saying. And I even feel kind of like maybe he worked on like his song making, like how songs sound, what makes a good song. It kind of sounds like he put more time into that with this album. And it was just something I really like, really enjoyed. And then I would say Earth Gang too, they dropped a project. I was really messing with that project. Like it was a little 5 song short EP, short pack, but definitely something I would recommend you guys go check out. Had some good raps on there. And honestly, we're gonna talk about it, but like Yachty, bro, Yachty's been in my rotation. Like he's just been going real crazy this year, and I feel like a lot of his old stuff too, it resonates now because it sounds like what now sounds like. I feel like he was really experimenting with stuff, like with the sounds you're hearing now back 2, 3 years ago, and I think that's why one of the reasons he is doing so good right now. But I would say that was like what 4
that's
people.
yeah, yeah, that's dope. Yeah, I do feel like a lot of those people are definitely coming back up in my rotation for sure. Not gonna as much, but still sorta gonna. Like, there's 2 or 3 songs in there that I'll go back to every now and then. Adekunle Gold's album I listened to last week again, fully through, and it was really good. But for me, man, like, right now, the only, like well, there's a couple. First is, Burna Boy's last album, I
Mhm.
Told Them. Actually, really, I don't know, I have this weird thing with, like, being over marketed to, and I think it's ironic because I'm in marketing, where it's like, when I feel like they're pushing it over the top with the marketing, I almost wanna, like, not go consume whatever they're pushing to me, and so I'm like,
Yeah.
So, I don't know, at first, something about the album was like, "I don't know if I'm fucking with this," and then after a couple weeks, there's so many songs on that project that I still listen to probably every day. Like, if I'm looking at my on repeat in Spotify, Normal, I play that one a lot, City Boys, They Play, and then GZA with Sai Vibes. All of those come back up. Tested, Approved, and Trusted, Cheat on Me, like, they all coming back up. That it's a really good project, and I feel like I don't know where I would rank it in his previous work, but I think it's still, like, it's solid for sure. There's a bunch of singles on there. And then, the Central C Dave, a little EP, that one comes back up a lot. Um, what was that one called? Split Decisions. Split Decisions, all of those, because it's only 4 songs and it's, like, 16 minutes. I'll usually just throw the whole thing on in the gym. So, that one a lot. Um, I don't know. Those 2 mainly, and then a lotta on my piano, honestly. I feel like sometimes when I just need, like, I don't need lyrics, just need, like, beats and grooves. So I listen to a lot of on my piano, Uncle Waffle's last project, a project that came out on Friday that I've been listening to all weekend that we're gonna get into later, but yeah, that and then Wizkid's, More Love, Less Ego. I listen to that one every week, at least every week. Like, I try and, like, give other things a chance, but that project is so good.
Yeah, I talked about that I think last week. Like that's one that keeps coming up for me. Like I feel like I'll have like that song with Skilly Bang. Oh my god, bro. Hearing Skilly Bang out too, bro, with a bunch of Jamaicans around you,
Yeah.
different. It was different. Different. But even that song with Skilly Bang that Wizkid has, and then the one with Iris Star too. I feel like those are the two off the album that always come up in my playlist, bro. Like always come up.
Yeah, that's dope. Okay, that's good, that's good. I'll be interested to see if any of the stuff that came out this weekend will make it into your rotation, but first, I wanna get into these 2 topics I had at the bottom, with
Okay.
Live Nation and Rick Ross. Tell me about Live Nation. I skimmed it, and I sorta got the gist, but tell me what you read and what you got from this, because I think it is interesting.
So basically, Live Nation is going to start giving out a stipend to artists that perform at their small venues. Um, Live Nation is a monopoly at this point. We all know that they have a bunch of market share when it comes to like the event space and just artists being able to perform. And they're also doing a cut of I think how much they're taking out of people's it's either a cut or they're getting rid of it. Oh yeah, they're dropping merch fees. Sorry, they're dropping the fees they have on you selling merch and stuff like that. And I just think this is really interesting because there are a lot of small artists who have to do these smaller venues to blow up. I think this will let a lot of smaller artists stay around longer. Like I feel like some people you'll get burned out. Like even in businesses, you get burned out because you just don't have enough on hand cash to sit there and support you. And I feel like that's one thing with artists. You hear artists are broke. Like artists are getting screwed most of the time. They're not getting a lot of the money for what the work they're putting in. And I just feel like this will definitely help a lot of newer artists like keep themselves sustained at first because there's a lot of fees and things that come along with traveling and like getting studio time and stuff like that. And I definitely feel like it's a big help. And I feel like it's good from Live Nation. It's good to see somebody at least trying to give back to the artist. I'd say that.
I agree. No, I hear you. I think I think the 2 topics we had today were sort of related or linked in the same way of, like, how much of a monopoly is someone allowed to have first? Because the way that they have ticketing and they also have the venues together, it's like you almost have to use a Live Nation venue if you're gonna tour. And I
Right.
think, if you think about who this provides an opportunity to, it's a lot of the smaller artists who you like you said, can't afford to like, they can't afford the big tour budget to make sure that they're, like, making enough because a lot of these, artists, I heard they were making, like, 20, 30% pre-pandemic profit margins, and it's like, after those shrunk, it's like, do you really have the capital to go out there and do a full tour? I know Little Sims, she canceled the first part of like, she canceled the, American part of her tour initially because she couldn't afford to put it on the way she wanted to put it on. And so this
Mhm.
does provide an opportunity for people like those like them to get out there and market themselves. And I feel like we'll be able to see a lot of our more of our favorite artists on tour, especially the independent ones. But it just also makes me think like one player in any space can't be a good thing. It can't be a good thing. Like, I think about, well, Russell said he throws his own shows and tours and stuff like that, and the way he does his ticketing system, he can't perform at a lot of Live Nation venues because of the way that they do the splits or whatever, and I remember him talking about how some promoters and venues just didn't wanna work with him because they're in, like, um I don't even know. They're like exclusivity agreements with Live Nation, like to where they can't do anything that's not a Live Nation show, which I think is crazy because it basically says like, yo, if you want to perform in said venue, you got to get in, you got to get down with Death Row. That shit is crazy, and I don't know. It's something interesting to watch and keep an eye out for because I'll be interested to see who leverages it, but it also just makes me think like, what is the solution around that? Because that becomes a problem in itself, like the fact that they're a monopoly. But
I just feel like it's not too late for other people to come take market share in the event space, but it's like when Live Nation's been doing it so long and they have so many connections. And like one of the things I heard in school this week that really I've been thinking about all week is that your network is your net worth. And I feel like they've networked across the country with so many different people, so many different so many different spaces, so many people in the industry that's like it's gonna be really hard to knock them off that like top top of the top. But something else I
yeah,
wanted to say is that the company like Live Nation, they're also gonna provide bonuses to promoters and they're gonna provide bonuses to tour reps and crew members, which I think is really valuable too, because I know those people they have to spend just as much time like on the road as the artists do. So
okay, okay. Promoters noted, noted. I'm gonna put that back in the Rolodex. But the next topic I wanted to talk about was also interesting. We didn't have Rick Ross and Meek Mill's new single on here, but first I'll ask you, what did you think of the record? Did you listen to it? Did you like it?
I listened to it actually on the way to church because I had like 20 minutes to go to church today. But I heard it and I thought Meek's verse was crazy. Like it sounded like energized Meek. It sounded like I'm finna drop an album Meek. I really liked his verse. Like he definitely had some quotables in there. And I don't know. I didn't get to the Rick Ross part at least. I wanted to get to that part of the song, but that's when I had to go in church. So
Yeah.
it sounded good from what I heard though.
Yeah, it sounded alright. I was just wondering, I saw somebody tweet this the other day, and I almost agreed with it, but it was like, "This is 10 years too late. This is 10." I don't know if it's like, and my thing is, I'm gonna take the project and Imma enjoy it, but it almost is. It's like if they would have done this 10 years ago, this would have been the biggest album of the year, potentially, potentially. But, yeah, I'm just wondering if I'm gonna even care about the music. But the deal though, Rick Ross and, um MMG, Maybach Music, they did a deal with Larry Jackson's Gamma, and I don't know if you've seen this name before, but
Mhm,
I kept seeing Larry Jackson pop up in the news forever, right? He used to be the creative director at Apple. He did, everything that Drake did with Views with Apple, he did through him. He did a lot of stuff with Taylor Swift. He did a lot of stuff with Travis Scott. Like, he's done a lot of creative work via Apple for a long time, and he went and started this company, and they're managing, all the death row stuff that you see,
mhm.
Snoop doing, they're doing that in partnership with Gamma, and then Usher is repped by them as well. So all the stuff he's been doing for the last year, 2 years with the Keke Palmer stuff and the Super Bowl and the residency, all of that stuff has been, in partnership with Gamma. So I thought this was interesting to see 'cause I just kept seeing their name and I saw this pop up, like, this project is gonna be created via Gamma as well. And so I went back to see, like, what they do, 'cause I didn't understand, like, what the company actually does. And I thought it was interesting because it like any business, if you really think about it, is just a solution to a set of problems,
Mhm.
right? and then you pick a market or a community or a specific avatar, and that's who you're serving. And so when I looked at their site, I'm like, this is a interesting I'm trying to pull it up real quick. Um,
Right.
stack of problems, right? Like, um, dang, just give me a second to find it. But okay, here it is. So the three problems they said they were mainly solving: content creation, um, content distribution, and the artist-centered enterprise. And I thought a lot of this was interesting from a marketing perspective too, because they're almost taking the most important problems that artists face and that artists have, and they're bringing them in-house, providing a service for it. And I'm interested to see what the how the deal would be structured if it was like a label, because they have on their site that says they're not a label. Like, they made that very clear. So it makes me wonder, like, how would you do a split business-wise to where that makes sense? Because at least on the execution side, like, when I look back at everything they've done with Usher in the last year and that he's doing the Super Bowl, he's got an album coming out on the Super Bowl day, like, it it seems really innovative and creative the way they're going about doing this. So, I wonder how good the company's gonna be, but it is interesting to see their name keep popping up like this with Rick Ross and stuff.
Mm. Yeah, there was that one company, I forgot, but they had the way they split with artists. It was like, there's you're still, your own single entity, but you sign, like, a distribution deal, so maybe it's more so like that. Like, maybe they're just a big distribution company, and maybe they work in, like, marketing too, maybe it seems like, I don't know, but hopefully
Yeah.
we'll see more from it, you know?
Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up just because when you keep seeing something in the news and you're just like, "Yo, who is this? Like, what is this?"
Yeah.
And so I think it was interesting that this project is coming out now because it probably I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this was partially their idea. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was a lot going on with them too in the last couple of years. So anyway, new music. There was a bunch that dropped. Some of it I kind of picked through, and I feel like the stuff I picked through you listen to. So I'm gonna pick a project on here, and you just tell me what you thought of it initially. Lil Wayne, Fix Before the 6. Did you listen to this?
I did listen to it. I actually got to listen to it pretty much all the way through. I would say my favorite songs off it were Slip and then the songs featuring, I think the artist's name is Fouché. I don't know if that's how you say it, but, I
Yeah.
really like that song just because I feel like her voice was really good, her melodies were really good, and I feel like Wayne had a lot of good verses on here, but personally, I feel like I was kinda iffy about the beats. Like, I feel like the beats he picked for this project weren't the greatest, but honestly, I feel like he was just kinda getting a warm up before the Carter 6 because 'cause I'd rather have the Carter 6 than but I still think it's crazy, like, how Wayne is still, like, in shape for real. Like, it's weird. Like, it's like he's one of those just alien artists to where it's like he's always be nice, I feel like. Like, I don't know.
Do you think, um did you like did you like the Carter 5, and are you actually excited for the Carter 6, or are you just sort of do are you really excited for the Carter 6?
Why you say it like that? But,
I'm just asking. Are you?
I mean, maybe I kinda feel how I felt about the Nas thing, right? Like, I feel like we've got the good Nas songs, we got the good Nas projects, so it's like, if I didn't get the Carter 6, I wouldn't be mad, but it's like, since it's coming out, I think it is something I wanna hear. I wanna hear what he's doing, but, you know, I wouldn't have been mad if I didn't get Magic 3, you know? I would've been cool because we had Magic 1, 2, and we had all the other ones, but, I feel like it's gonna
Okay.
be a decent project too.
Okay, no, I agree. I liked 5 though. 5 was good. I was just fucking with you. But, Cleo Sol, Golden. Yo, what did okay, you go first. What did you think of this?
Honestly, I don't know what everybody be expecting. Like, I feel like she's a neo soul R&B slow music artist, so that's the vibe you gonna get. But I feel like we're getting into the fall time, so we're kind of getting to that type of music. I feel like it sounded good. It kind of sounded similar to the last one. Like, I feel like she kind of could have mixed these, and you wouldn't have been able to tell. But I don't know.
Right.
I don't have much of a commentary
Yeah,
on
yeah.
it. Like,
I think Cleo Sol is, I was thinking about this the other day. Cleo Sol is the perfect example of just, like, good quality, you know what you're gonna get. Um, Somebody was talking about on Twitter how they wanted to, like, they were independent artists, and they're like, "I just wanna make music, I don't wanna make content." And I'd put underneath, I'm like, "If you're good enough, you can do that." You know what I'm saying? It would behoove you to not do it, but if you're good enough, you can just pop out every 2 years and post a picture of your face with 30-second clip, and people will share it. That's what Cleo Sol does. But my thing is, like, artists aren't putting out that type of music, you know what I'm saying? Like, we want this is what we want from Cleo Sol, but that's very interesting that she doesn't have to market herself, you know what I mean? That's a weird, like, enigma, like, a weird thing, because she's not old, like, she's new, fairly new, like, the last 4 or 5 years. So to be in this space and do it that way, I don't know anybody else that does it. But I will say, I tried listening to this project, and I didn't get 3 songs in. I'm not gonna lie, like, I was like, you listen to, when you in a good mood and you tryna like, sad music just don't work, bro. Like,
Yeah.
low music just and so, like, I'm in a good mood this morning and yesterday. I was in a great mood yesterday. And so, like, I'm playing the songs and I'm like, "Okay, this is slow. I need a little vibe. I need a little bop." And the next one, I'm like, "Okay, it's coming." And I went, like, I skipped a couple of them, and by the last one, I was just like, "God damn." I was like, "God damn." I was like, "Why am I so sad, bro? Like, I can't do it." So I turned it off. And I'm gonna tell you what I turned on, though. It was a On My Piano project by DJ Maphorisa. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But DJ Maphorisa and Tman Xpress. Um, DJ Maphorisa is a I'm a piano DJ in the space who is very prominent. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a couple DJs who just everybody knows and who's on everybody's project. He's done collaborations with Lil J, Stonebwoy. He had production on I think One Dance with Drake, which I can tell you right now. But his songs are just such a vibe, and I love all his beats and stuff like that. And so he put out a little EP. Um, it wasn't One Dance. It was another one. It might have been Controller, but he had one with Drake. I don't know. I'll find it and I'll bring it back at some point. But it's called Chukela. Don't know what that means, but I'm gonna be pushing On My Piano for the next 3 or 4 months. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I'm not trying to hear these mid projects people are dropping, I'm gonna be listening to On My Piano. So, definitely give that a listen. I'm not dissing the Gold album by Cleo, so I will get it. I will get to it. You know what I'm saying? I will be sad soon, so I'll listen to it. But, um, okay. Jorja Smith, Falling or Flying. Did you listen to it?
I did listen to it. I feel like hearing Jorja Smith is always refreshing. Like, I feel like every time she's popped up, it's been quality music, in my opinion. I feel like I kind of had the opposite thing of Wayne. Like, the music on this sounded really good. Like, I was really messing with that, but it's definitely something I want to listen to more just because it's a little bit of a longer project. But it sounded good from what I was hearing so far. I feel like she's always a refreshing one.
I agree. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It was a different, um what I will say, I got a little bit of the same vibe from Cleo Sol as this one, you know what I'm saying? A little bit more negative connotation, but I can appreciate when an artist takes you through a journey of a project, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of different vibes on here that I didn't know she had, like, she was able to do, you know what I'm saying? There was a lot of rock, alternative stuff on here. You had Little Things is one of my favorite songs of the year by Jorja Smith. I really like that one. And, I thought it was funny hearing J Hus croon with Jorja Smith.
I hate
The
that.
first time I listened to it all the way through, I laughed, and the second time I turned it off, but I think it's funny. I think it's funny that they both thought it was good. So, I enjoyed the project, and I will listen to it more. What did you think of J Hus's crooning, though?
I actually kinda hate it. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't what I wanted to hear from J Hus. I thought it was gonna be, "Oh, she doing a hard R&B chorus, and then he coming in really spitting." No.
So
No.
did I. At the end, he got in his bag a little bit, but I like their collaboration on his projects more than hers.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she was on Beautiful and Brutal Yard, and I
Yeah,
like that collaboration. So, I don't know. I don't know if this is like J Hus is known for, like, picking a collaborator and continuously working with them, right? Like, he's worked with Burna Boy, I think, 6 times now, and so I'd be interested to see if they have more songs in the tuck. But Jorja Smith, love the project. Little Things is one of my favorite songs of the year, like I said. Um, I wanna get into YG and Tyga, and then I wanna get into the recipe, but YG and Tyga, they put the project out already? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I didn't know it was coming out this week either. Like I thought it was just they were dropping a single or something like that. But reason I wanted to talk about this was just I really liked how they use like remixes and redoing songs because usually I hate when artists do that now. Like I feel like that's the 2021 to 2023 thing is I'm gonna take this song and I'm gonna try to flip it. And it doesn't always work, but I feel like the way they did it with the Blast song, it sounded really good. I think it was what song did they remix? It was that Tupac song. It's Every Other City We Go, Every Other Video. That song, I can't remember the name of it right now, but it was that one. And I think the reason I liked it was because they really didn't flip it that much. Like they almost used the same exact beat. They might have just pitched it a little bit differently. So I really like that. And then Busta Rhymes, he had a verse on here. And he was going crazy on that. Like I feel like I'm always with the OGs coming back doing something nuts, and Busta Rhymes had a really good verse on there, but another project that was a little longer that I'm have to listen. I always say Blast is like hot sauce. Put that man on everything.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna listen to this for sure, bro, like, I don't know what it is, but hey, yo, we need to put respect on Tyga name, bro. We need to put respect on his name. You know what I'm saying? Because even the fact of his like, there is relevancy here, and it's been at least 10 years. You know what I'm saying? He might not still be Rack City Tyga, but I feel like I get a song that comes into my peripheral or into my playlist every couple years. You know what I'm saying? So this is definitely something I'm gonna check out. And YG, I feel like YG is also one of those artists. You know what you're gonna get. You know what I'm saying? And so this would be an interesting collaboration. It just makes sense though. I like the one record they put out prior to this with it was Wayne, right?
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
like that one
brand
too.
new.
I like that one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So the recipe, Lil Yachty, J. Cole, the alleged NBA YoungBoy diss, the alleged I have to go do more research, but the alleged response to the diss, which I just thought it was funny. I just thought the rap was funny if you heard it. But what did you think of this project? Not the project, the single, because it's technically an EP, but it's the one song. What did you think of the song?
Um, I've been a big Kendrick is better than J. Cole guy forever. I just always thought Kendrick was a better rapper, but it's like the past couple of years, every time you hear J. Cole pop up, it's like he's got a good verse for you. And it's honestly been like no matter what the vibe of the song is, because I remember even when he was on London with Bia, I was like, this is different. I don't know if he's gonna be able to get off on this. And then he completely got off on that. So I was sitting there like, but this one it was verse was crazy. I feel like, the beat they picked was really good too because it was simple and it didn't take away from their verses. I feel like Yachty, I had to listen to it twice just for Yachty's verse just because the way he was like his voice in that was just like wasn't hitting my ear right. Like it just wasn't hitting my ear right at
Yeah,
first.
thank you. Thank
Bro,
you.
no, you're not alone with that. I be sitting there. That's one thing I always look for is how your voice hits my ear when you come on the track. Pause. But I it didn't sound right to me. It just didn't, man. But all in all, I think J. Cole is like he's up there with Wayne feature verses. Like I could
Yeah,
he's definitely up there.
I got a couple things I have to say about that. One, I the first time I started listening to it, bro, I had headphones on.
Mhm.
I had headphones on, and I just kept hearing his voice, and I was like, "Bro, does this sound weird or is it just me?" You know what I'm saying? I was like, "Whatever." And so I turned it down. I just turned the headphones down and I listened to it. And I eventually skipped through his verse, I'm not gonna lie, and I went to J. Cole's, and that verse is crazy. But I went back and listened to it again, what with Genius up, and I looked at the lyrics. And so because I'm like, I might not be able to listen to Yachty, but he had a couple bars in there where I was like, "Oh, okay, that was kind of smooth." We don't he said, we playing chess, not checkers. We don't go uh around niggas, we go well, we playing checkers, not chess. We don't go around niggas, we go over niggas. And that was one where I was like, "Oh, shit, that was a little bar real quick." He had a couple of them on there where I was like, "Okay, he was kinda getting off." But J. Cole, yeah, he's him. I think but I also think what you said to them being neck and neck or him might being a little bit better than Kendrick, I'm a Kendrick stan, so Imma say that's recency bias. Imma just say J. Cole is in our face more than Kendrick.
I don't think it's recency bias. Like, I think
You don't?
no, I think it's like J. Cole's progression as to I think he's only gotten better, like, rap-wise since I first started liking Cole and Kendrick because it was around the same time, like, it definitely was, and I'm not saying Kendrick hasn't also gotten better, but maybe okay, wait, actually, maybe it is because he puts out more product. Maybe it is, but J. Cole has given me too many verses for me not to say, like, he might smoke this nigga Kendrick, like, he really might smoke this nigga Kendrick, I don't know, like,
Okay, what's your favorite J. Cole song just for bars? If you just like, "This is my favorite J. Cole song bars-wise," which one is it for you?
um, I feel like I always motivate always comes back up in my, like, Serato on KOD, like, that one, I feel like his flow on there was really crazy, he was getting in and out of his pocket really fast, um, and another one I'd probably say Snow on the Bluff, I really like that song, it's another one where I feel like the beat is super simple, so you get to sit there and focus on what he's saying, um, I'd probably say those are 2 I could think of right now, maybe off the last album Punching the Clock was one, um, Hunger on the
I just
Hillside was another one, but go ahead.
okay. Okay. What is what's your favorite Kendrick's song for just bars?
Either the Control freestyle, You Can't Beat That, or, King Kunta. But I think people be missing all the bars in King Kunta. He be getting off in that, like, that's probably my favorite.
I would say, I think it's Dying of Thirst, or is it Dying of Thirst? Or is it Sing About Me, I'm
Six.
Dying of Thirst? Yeah. That one, that's 12 minutes of bars, or, um well, I'll get to the 2 I'm gonna give you in a second, but that one for one, and then, the the album Freestyle by J. Cole over the Biggie over the Uchi Wally beat. That
That one
one's crazy. But, nah, I'm not gonna let you have that because they did the Black Friday freestyle. They did the Black Friday freestyle, and Kendrick won, so I think it's over.
it's over from that?
Yes,
Like,
yes, they switched each other's best beat, and then who got washed? He got washed.
that was at the
He
time.
got
That's
washed.
I go through that.
I hear you though. I hear you though. I hear you though. But yeah, I agree with you. I think J. Cole is probably one of the greatest of all time. And I'm just arguing for the sake of arguing because I do agree with you. I think he has like stepped it up. I'm not gonna lie. But
Insane.
did you see the I don't I'm gonna ask you if you've seen this because I don't know if it was real. The NBA YoungBoy response. Did you see that?
See, I didn't even when you just said that, I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't hear about that.
Okay,
Oh,
so one of the bars in there was allegedly pointed at NBA YoungBoy, but it was actually at somebody. I saw the rap nerds arguing about it on Twitter, but then I saw a video that was supposed to be the response, uh, from NBA YoungBoy. He put a song out the next day or something like that, but I gotta find it. Imma find it and send it to you, but I thought it was crazy because it was obvious NBA YoungBoy fashion. It was just, like, the most disrespectful shit I'd ever heard. But, yeah, I don't know. I think the rap world is very interesting. I'm not even gonna get into it if you've ever seen it, but we'll talk about it next week. I'll send it to you then. Last project, Bia, Really Her Deluxe. This might have been my most listened to new project of the weekend. Did you hear this?
I didn't even know it came out, I'm not gonna lie. I was kinda stuck on the that Georgia
Okay, okay,
in a choke point, I'm not gonna lie, you talk about it, talk.
okay. You didn't know she dropped the Really Her. Deluxe. Imma tell you who her features were. Um, so the initial project was the one we talked about it on here a little while ago. So she had Juicy J, Swiss Beats, J. Cole on there, and then Timbaland. This one, she had Tion Wayne, who's a UK rapper, Fabio Foreign, Sfera Ibasta, who I think is from, where is he from, bro? He is from, Italy. He's from Italy. I think he's an Italy drill artist. Luciano. This is their third song, Luciano and Bia. Pa Salau, who is a UK and he's an African immigrant, but he lives in the UK. Odumodu Block is also on this project, and then uh Yaisel LM and Gigs. So she had like it was a nice little lineup, and the Odumodu song is fire. I love that song, but we gotta start putting some more respect on Bia Name, bro. I think she's the best female rapper right now. Like no bullshit. She gave us one of those Dembo Dominican songs like I asked for. She heard it. She's watching the pod. She must be watching the pod. She heard me say it. But this, bro, Bia is the best female rapper out right now. This project is so crazy, bro. You gotta go check it out.
I will go check it out. I won't let you say she's the best out because I'm there's still a lot of like I think about there, but
She's way no, 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 no. She's way better
she's
than
watching
Lotto. And
it.
let huh? She's way and then Imma tell you why. Imma tell you why too. She has a song on here. The first oh, there goes this. There goes this. But the first song that she put on the deluxe, Raise the Stakes. She's rap I realized I'm like, bro, this is the flow that all the female rappers are using right now. And it's her flow. It's her flow. They really are stealing her flow. They're stealing her flow. And we'll see who got a better project. Go listen to this and tell me if it's better or worse than Lotto's last project.
I'll listen to it and I'll let you know. I definitely want to hear that song with Tion Wayne though, because he's real. I'm messing with Tion Wayne. Odu
Yeah, he
Modu,
got off.
Odu
Yeah, he
Modu
got
blah.
off. Yeah, he's got Odumodu has a on the radar freestyle coming out
Oh
pretty
really?
soon. Yeah, and then his project is coming out pretty soon too. I think the lineup of artists on his project are gonna be crazy. I'm interested to see what he does with Wale.
Mm.
I think that's gonna be pretty fire. But yeah, bro, there's a lot of new music out, a lot of good music. If you had to pick one song to share with the people, what would it be?
For this week,
Yeah.
um, I would probably say I would go off of that YG and Tiger project. I really want people to go listen to that Busta Rhymes verse. What was that song called? It was called Big One, Tyga and YG. I was really messing with this Tyga and YG project. I honestly want to go listen to it again. It's probably what I'm going to be listening to while I work today. But I really think he got off. And like you said, Tyga, people don't put respect on his name. I just feel like he's one of those like he's just corny. He just seems kind of just corny. I think that's what it is. And people just like to hate on corny people. It's kind of like the Will Smith thing, the Nick Cannon thing. If you're corny, people don't like you. So still go listen to the song Big One,
Yeah.
I get YG, Busta Rhymes.
There's another project I wanna talk about next week. It's by this guy named I don't know if it's Feed or Fied.
Ooh, I
He's
saw that.
a
I was
he's a
listening to that.
reggaeton artist, but he has a song on there with Sean Paul, which I really like, and Sean Paul is singing in Spanish, which I thought was interesting because 'cause I've never heard that before. But that's gonna be my song for the week. Niña Bonita by Fied or Feed and Sean Paul. That project was really good, but I'll get into it next week. Next week is gonna be interesting though. We got Thames dropping on Friday. Benson
Okay.
drops on Friday. Um, so those 2 will probably be at the top of the docket if we're being honest, because 'cause I've been waiting on this Benson project. There's this guy on Twitter that I talk to about Afrobeats, a lot of stuff, and he swears Ruger is better than Benson. I don't believe it. So I'll be talking to you next week. You know what I'm saying? I know you watch this sometimes, so alright, man. This was a good episode. 45 minutes, you know what I mean? Quick. I feel like we're getting through these, bro. It's working. It's working. We putting the work in, you know what I'm saying? Um, y'all have a good weekend, you know what I mean? It's a good episode. Go like, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Go watch an old episode. We got a catalog now. We got 25 episodes of content y'all can go watch. You know what I'm saying? Spend the whole weekend with your family, with your girl. Watch the R&R podcast with your girl. But yeah, we'll see y'all next week. Right.